Can I use potting soil for cuttings? That seems to be the question of the day. So I got a question this morning. I'm going to read it to you. It comes from Kelly Morris. Thank you, Kelly. Love your videos. You guys humble me on a regular basis, I'm telling you. Best explanations yet, but I do have a question about bark mulch. If cuttings need inert material, and I talked about that in a previous video, I'll put a link to that up here and down in the description. If cuttings need inert material to grow in, and plants need nutrient-dense material, how is it good for both plants and cuttings? Help! Well, the real quick, fast answer to your question is, it's not good for both. Let me explain. So the reason I originally chose that fine fir bark was because, one, it's inert, it's great for rooting rhododendrons, and two, because rhododendrons love the stuff. Now, to answer your question a little further, how do I make the stuff nutrient dense and nutrient rich once they've rooted? I fertilize them. So it's also good for both, just not long term. Or I suppose you could do it long term if you want to keep them in a pot, but you're going to have to continually fertilize them year after year, which is just fine, but I keep them in the pots in that material and just fertilize them until I'm ready to plant them out on the landscape or sell them. And the same is true for potting soil. Eventually, you're going to have to fertilize that potting soil while the plant's in a pot because it's going to use up all the nutrients in that soil. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive now into cuttings and cutting material. There's a specific period of time in every young plant's life when it needs a leg up, just like our children. And the same is true for cuttings. So yes, plants do need nutrients to grow and thrive. However, when they're cuttings, they don't have the defense mechanisms to fight off what might be present in the potting soil. So when I talk about using an inert material, or a material that basically has no compost in it, no bacteria, fungi, microbes, nutrients, anything like that, I'm only saying that because that material will not attract more bacteria, fungi, and other organisms that could cause rot to that young, defenseless cutting. Yes, those little cuttings will need nutrients. However, right now, they don't, and I'm going to explain why. Let's go look at some of these materials. So here's a bag of potting soil, and as you can see, this stuff packs down dense and tight, and it's full of just composted material, as you can see, and it's got lots of nutrients in it. Now, all of those nutrients in that potting soil, plus the composted material that's mixed into it, will attract bacteria and fungus, which will contribute to rot in your cuttings because the cuttings are defenseless right now. The other problem is potting soil tends to be dense and compact even tighter. Why? Because it's broken down. You've got big pieces and you've got little pieces, especially with some of these potting soils like the one I've got over here. It's a little too dense and I don't care for it. But when it packs down tight, it holds too much water. Now when you've got a plant that is fully rooted in a pot of that potting soil, those roots are going to work right away to absorb water, and the roots are creating little tunnels and pathways for that water to drain through. The cutting doesn't have that ability. It's just that potting soil is absorbing all that water, and then that cutting is sitting in a dense pile of nutrient-rich material that is attracting all the microbes to it and contributing to rot. Now this is my material I use for rooting my cuttings. You guys have seen this before. It's finely ground fir bark. And like I said, I made that video about rooting medium. You don't have to use this stuff. But the biggest thing that makes it inert is that it doesn't have any nitrogen in it. It doesn't have any greens in it. This is a carbon material. It's fir bark. And so without the greens in it, it can't initially attract the bacteria, which will start rotting those greens immediately and eating up the carbon and forming a more composty type material that's full of bacteria. Now, over time, this stuff will attract fungus. Fungus is attracted to carbon material, but this is so fresh. I've had this pile sitting here for It wasn't this past spring that I got this, it was the spring before. So it's been a year and a half sitting here, and I can typically leave a pile of this stuff sitting here for 2 years or so without worrying about it and use it in my propagation frames. After that, I start using it more for potting soil. It's kind of dry underneath. We've been finally getting some rain, but that's what that looks like. It's just fresh inert material without any nutrients added, and when you stick a cutting down into that stuff, it has nothing to rot it, as long as it drains well and doesn't hold a lot of water. See, it does not pack in real tight. It just drains well, it doesn't hold a lot of water, and it has no nutrients to contribute to rot. Now, there are some situations where you could use potting soil to root your cuttings, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But first, I want to explain why cuttings don't need nutrients. And these rhododendrons are a perfect example. Let's come down here for a second. Now, this little stalk right here shot up just this past summer. We're in the fall now. And you can see that if I would take a cutting of this, it's going to be open and susceptible to rot right down there at the base. And you go, okay, so we need an inert material, not potting soil. But don't plants need nutrients? Well, you can see this thing is probably a little under a ½ inch in diameter, and it's got a lot of nutrients stored up in that cutting. The same is true for these beautiful figs. Aren't those leaves gorgeous? I love this time of year. These figs, when you treat them well through the summer, they give off the most fascinating colors. Ben's Golden Riverside, for those of you who are interested. But if you look at this fig right here, we've got all this growth that came up this year, all along here. That's a good almost a ½ inch as well. Now, if I were to take a cutting right down here and leave a couple nodes, and maybe right up here take a cutting there, and then stick that cutting, all of that material in there has tons of stored nutrients. Those stored nutrients are what the cutting uses to root. So you really don't need any nutrients in the soil, which makes it perfect because you really don't want any nutrients in the soil. All right, so I hope that makes sense now. I did mention that yes, you can root some cuttings, certain types of cuttings, in potting soil or in a nutrient-dense medium. And those cuttings I'm talking about are primarily softwood cuttings because they root so readily and so easily and quickly before rot has a time to take over and eat that cutting away. So I'm talking about plants like petunias, fuchsias, maybe hydrangeas, although hydrangeas and a lot of landscape plants will take a little bit longer to root, but usually more tender varieties of plants, the ones that we put in hanging baskets, herbs, things like that. You could probably get away with using potting soil for those plants, and then the roots will just start growing into nutrient-rich material. However, just be aware of the issue that you may be open to more rot in those cases as well. So there it is. I hope that clears it up for you guys, and thank you, Kelly, for the question. So I hope you guys learned something from this one. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to follow along, and if you guys have a comment, just put it down below. If you've got a different opinion or a different thought on this or just something you want to add, please let me know. You know I'll answer you. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.